Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another edition of AUHSD Future Talks. I'm your host, Superintendent Michael Matsuda, and this show is dedicated to the future of work, of life for our 30,000 students who are attending the Anaheim Union High School District. And we are so blessed to have amazing guests and partners with the district on what that future is currently and what it's going to be like after the pandemic. And today I'm really honored to introduce our guest, Dr. Greg Schulz, the president of Fullerton College. Greg, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. It's good to see you, Superintendent Matsuda. Thank you for this opportunity. It's a privilege to be with you.
Well, you know, what I love about the show is really it's just an opportunity to reconnect with good friends. And you and I think, have known each other for a long time, and I'm so pleased to see the progress of your career, Greg, as really starting as an accountant, an expert on budgeting, and moving up the sort of the food chain, becoming the provost of the College of Continuing Education, working with a lot of our adults coming back into the workforce, and then working out in Long Beach City College, and really, I think, finding your passion, which was with you all along as a very compassionate person and someone who's really an advocate for social justice and equity. So let's start with that question, because as president of Fullerton College now, the COVID has exposed a lot of the equity issues, and I'd just like to, hear your thoughts on that and how that has affected the college community.
Thank you, Superintendent. It's true. I mean, what we're experiencing, what our families, our community members are experiencing, our students, has really revealed some of the struggles that we were leading through and working on before COVID happened, right? So I know at Fullerton College, one of the things that we've partnered with, along with Cypress College in our district, is a partnership with Temple University. And so we conducted a study from the Hope Center, and they call it the Real College Survey. And what it gets to is interviewing students in a confidential way to learn more about their challenges with regard to potential food insecurity, housing insecurity, basic needs. And we knew it was a challenge when we saw the data. It was a significant challenge. And at Fullerton College, we have a proud history, thanks to those who've come before us, starting a campus food bank. And it had transitioned to a formal partnership with the Pathways of Hope here in Fullerton, and they partner with us across the district. It's an essential partnership. And so when we experienced the pandemic, we needed to pivot almost immediately to certainly delivering learning and support in different ways, primarily remotely, and we've done that. We've also found ways to serve our students in their basic needs, partnering with Sodexo, our food service provider, and Pathways. We have a drive-through Healthy Hornets food distribution each week. I know in the high school district, you and your team are doing incredible work as well on food resources, technology resources. But we've learned a lot from our students. We've surveyed them to make sure that we're addressing any gaps that exist. And I'm really thankful to our faculty and staff, our Fullerton College family, for responding and helping support our students through this.
Greg, the COVID has exposed a lot of these inequities in our systems, our colleges, our K-12 systems as well. So, and community college really is sort of the safety net for young people and older folks who want to transition. How do you see the role of community colleges sort of morphing as we go further into this? And one of the things that I think took a lot of people by surprise is normally when there's a recession, the community college enrollment actually goes up, whereas with this, the enrollment has declined. Could you comment on that? What actually is going on here?
Yeah, as best we can tell what's going on. You're right. When we first experienced this pandemic, we observed some things that we expected and we did not expect. We had implemented some immediate grading policies and student support policies to help our students navigate the pandemic in the spring. When it came to summer, we experienced, and this is summer of 2020, extraordinary growth in enrollment in that summer semester, even more than we anticipated. And that we learned a few things about that, including that it was an opportunity for students who may have had to hit pause on their education to resume and make up ground in the summer. When we look to the fall, many community colleges, citing our past history, anticipated that, particularly with the uncertainty around colleges and universities in the United States and primarily a remote approach to learning, that we might experience an increase in our enrollment, and the opposite happened. We experienced declines that we hadn't seen in some time. And what that taught us, and when we met with community, met with our students, is that one of the things that we're most proud of is we are proud to serve everyone who has a desire to learn. 2/3 of our students are the first in their family to go to college at Fullerton College. And we're very, very accessible. And yet the challenges were so significant that it prevented so many of our students from continuing their education at this time. You know so well, and I've learned as well, that the cities of Anaheim and Santa Ana have been hit the hardest in this pandemic in our region. So many groups of families in densely populated cities, the whole resort area, and many of our regional service jobs impacted directly by the pandemic. And so we had hundreds and hundreds of families with one or more parents out of work, young adults out of work. So the challenges have been significant. And so we've gone back to the basics and communicating with our students. Fullerton College is here to help you. What can we do to support you at these times? And yes, some learning resources, but even having the ability to receive some federal assistance funds in the form of CARES Acts, and being able to distribute some direct cash aid or assistance to students at a time when they need it more than ever.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is a significant proportion of the community college population sliding into deep poverty and having to really go into that survival mode, which I think is what shocked a lot of us in terms of the decline in enrollment in the community college across the country. We have a challenge here. So, and it's good to see that the current administration, the Biden administration, I think is aware of that, and hopefully there will be some significant, some relief coming in the short term anyway. So this show, Greg, is, as you know, all about jobs and how can we better align K-12 with community college. And how I feel is that the alignment was misaligned because so much of what we do in K-12 is more test-driven, which is really not necessarily what the corporate and workforce development pathways need. It's more about skills and about future jobs. One area that I know that Fullerton College and AUHSD is going to lead is the development of a new area called biotechnology. Could we talk about that and that partnership and maybe what it is and how our audience could really get, how we're going to really lead Southern California in this new pathway?
Excellent. Well, you said it. We are so excited about this pathway as part of our Anaheim Union High School District Pledge Partnership and the development of career pathways. Something about biotechnology in this field, there is solid job growth. In the past 5 years, it's grown 8%. And that was pre-pandemic, right? And so we've seen the critical importance of professionals in this field. So the job prospects are high, specifically in Orange County and even beyond Orange County. And so to be able to develop together a partnership where high school students, even middle school, high school students can get exposed early on to career exploration in a field like biotech, it's very, very powerful. And you think about our regional partners, the chance to to go beyond your high school and beyond Fullerton College to a UCI, to a Cal State Fullerton in these fields. There's so much opportunity right here at home in our county. And the cost situation, we've talked about the value, it's so attractive. Through our partnership with the Anaheim Pledge, students can graduate from the high schools and enter Fullerton College or Cypress College, right, in our district, and attend their first 2 years of college at the community college for free, tuition free, saving a ton of resources that can be used for, I would say, can be used for graduate school, or, really
Yeah.
it's a game changer in terms of being able to access college in an affordable way.
It is. It is. So could you explain to our audience this concept of dual credit and align to, let's say, a pathway like biotech? What does that mean for our audience, dual credit?
Thank you. So dual credit or dual enrollment is an opportunity by design whereby high school students, as they complete their high school courses, can have access and take a college course while in high school, predominantly at their high school site, which is very convenient. We do offer dual enrollment both at the college and as well as the high school site. So there's no tuition for that. A lot of the costs, predominantly the costs, are covered. And it's supported in California law, which is a wonderful addition. So it's very, very exciting. So you can be a senior and be graduating from high school with your diploma and have anywhere from 6 to 12 or even more units of college credit already done. I know a model that other students talk about sometimes to think, oh, what about AP programs and sort of those as sort of a chance to get ahead for college. And those are offered in the region, but dual enrollment offers a similar benefit and more.
With a real college professor versus, and all due respect to our wonderful high school teachers, but the AP is taught by a high school teacher, and there's also a cost involved. You have to pay for a test at the end, whereas
Yes.
your dual enrollment is a real college instructor, college professor, and like you said, there's no cost, and you're getting college credit. Most of it's transferable college credit aligned to these cutting edge pathways like biotechnology. So we look forward to building that at Anaheim High School with Fullerton College as our partner. Our kids then will be able to go to Cal State Fullerton or UCI and have, or go straight into the workforce. And as you said, Orange County is probably a national leader in biotechnology. A lot of large firms in Orange County and who are very interested in this partnership, Greg, as you know. So, and we have a number of partnerships with Fullerton College in building these type of pathways across our district, especially the schools that feed in, the East Side schools that feed into Fullerton College. Could you tell us a little bit more about the hybrid and online platforms? Do you see that going away in the colleges, or do you see that some type of these online opportunities continuing?
I see them continuing, and I think we'll have both. But one of the things that we've learned, thanks to our faculty and staff, is we can deliver online learning in an extremely attractive way. We've learned better and better ways to support learning, first and foremost for our students, also with professional development and support for our faculty and staff. And so as we look to the near future, the fall of 2021, most of our classes will continue in a remote or online format based on what we know about the pandemic at this time. But we are looking to bring a greater proportion of classes back face-to-face to campus with safety protocols in place. Those will be some of our science labs, a number of our tech and engineering, or what we call career tech education offerings, some of our fine art, things that are more challenging to offer in a remote format are what we're looking to prioritize to bring back to campus. But we'll continue to do online learning.
Well, many of our business and corporate partners have told me that, continue to teach the kids how to use these different platforms, because certainly in the world of work, that's not going away. And they're saying, look at it. They're rethinking how to do business, just as we are rethinking how to do school and community college, I think. So, in the few minutes we have left, we talked earlier about some of our AUHSD kids coming to Fullerton College and really flourishing because of the 5Cs, being able to communicate very well and articulate different points of view. Could you comment on that?
Sure. And I've, especially pre-pandemic, I've met hundreds of them.
Yeah,
And glad to
you have.
do it. So, Anaheim Union High School District is actually our largest, what we call feeder high school district, our biggest partner, right? We have some regional partners. We're thankful to work with each of them. And students from the Anaheim Union High School District top our enrollment in terms of neighboring districts. And something about the experience, and I've talked about this with some of our staff, certainly many of our professors, is coming equipped with the 5Cs. We see it in action. I think of an example in our political science department, and we've got some terrific political science professors who are very actively engaged, certainly in the curriculum, but in real world experiences, local campaigns, statewide, national campaigns. And they comment to me about how the students from the Anaheim Union High School District, they're very civically engaged. They're wired that way. They've come with that real experience in the middle schools and high schools of learning how to engage in the democracy, how to make a difference, how change works from the local level to the regional, county, state, and federal level. So that's something, thanks to you and your team, you're doing exceptional work. We see it. And I think of another example really quick. Some colleagues from the Anaheim Bros, and getting to meet them before they came to Fullerton College, them meeting them the summer before they started their first class. And all they've done is participate in our honors program and land at places like the University of California, Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, UCLA. So I think many families are learning, and I hope more do, that it's such a value to start off in a place like Anaheim Union High School District and be able to access a local community college and to go anywhere from here to the University of California, to the CSU system, to private colleges and universities, and to save a ton of money along the way, and to feel that real sense of community at a community college. That's something we think a lot about and talk very intentionally, is how to lead with love, how to create the sort of learning environment where our students leave and they go, that was different. I've never been to a place like that, except maybe their high school. But this is something we really intentionally plan for and try to deliver, is a real family feel, though it's a family of about 20,000 students.
Well, Greg, I really appreciate the partnership, and I have spoken to some of those former bros at the UCs, and they look very fondly at their educational experience at Fullerton College. And like you say, it is a big family, very inclusive. It does lead with love, as you do, Dr. Greg Schulz, president of Fullerton College. Thank you so much for being our guest today in another edition of AUHSD Future Talks. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.